because they don't.
Where you waited till we started rolling to cough into the microphone.
Hey, welcome to the First Door Guy podcast. I'm Dave Waite, and I was going to do this thing where we drew straws to figure out who was the host, and then everybody was like, you should just do it. You're the most charismatic. You're the most alpha out of the bunch.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm not going to argue with all that.
You got strong energy, Dave.
I appreciate that. I'm going to go around the table here and introduce the other door guys. We got Austin Train.
Oh, hey, everyone.
That's not his real name. His given name is Austin Gilbert.
I'm in the witness protection program. You just outed me.
Okay.
I'm going to be
You didn't change
killed.
your first name?
No.
Okay. Isn't that
There's a long and
government
arduous story there. Just
interrupted.
And then there's Jessie Johnson. They're trying to get her to go by Jetski, but I just think I'm not feeling it. But, you know, it's her own personal choice.
That's my nickname.
Yeah.
It's a cool nickname.
It's a cool nickname. But, you know, if they were like, Jetski Johnson's coming to the stage, I got a different image in my mind of what that comedy is.
It sounds like a basketball, like you're like a shooting guard for like a WNBA team.
I picture like a Eastbound and Down. What was his name? Kenny Powers?
Kenny Powers.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
That's also pretty cool
You should
to picture in your head.
You gotta start. You gotta start like a jet ski dealership eventually.
I'm working on it.
That would rule.
That'd be a good tie-in commercially.
Yeah.
Promo code Jetski, and you get 5% off a jet ski.
It's only $2,000.
I mean, podcasters, they're out there selling mattresses, they're selling stamps, but who's out there selling jet skis?
Not enough people.
Jetski Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an app for jet skis yet, but they could. Hey,
Let's trademark that. We gotta copyright that. Hey, whoever's producing this, can you, Tony? Can you copyright that? No.
Well, we could talk more about me later. You got to introduce
And I'm
this
Luke.
guy.
Luke.
We just didn't. We really kind of.
Well, we're gonna get to Luke. You go around the table, you introduce people, you do bits, and then now it's Luke.
No, I love it.
Luke Schwartz. He is the self-appointed captain of the Door Guys.
Not self-appointed. I was handed the C by someone else.
Who did you kill them?
No. Yeah, you have to.
You-
you have
it's
to
like
kill
Highlander.
Highlander. Yeah, there can be only one C, of course. Ari Manis, R.I.P. He just doesn't work here anymore, so that's
He was a
R.I.P.
good guy.
Rest in power.
Yeah, and I think he's anti-vax, so whatever. But yeah, he handled.
So he will die eventually.
Yeah, so he will die probably
Sooner rather than
yeah,
later.
Yeah. So that's cool, and I wish him all the best. But I'm Captain Door Guy. I've been here. I'm one of the longest here.
How long have you worked here at the Comedy Store, Luke?
Great hosting.
I appreciate it.
2013, October.
2013 years.
8 years.
Yeah,
He's always been with us
8
in
or 9.
different
Yeah,
forms.
I guess this is the start of the 9th year.
Yeah, being a fifth-year senior.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not cool either way, but you know.
He's had a major case of senioritis for the past 6 years.
I don't know. I do the job at first, and then the night goes
you
on.
just give up. That's that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
We all
I make sure
provide-
the room is sat. I like to sit the room, be in control of how it starts. I get here super early. I get here earlier than everyone except Guam, basically. Guam gets here
He just sleeps on the patio.
Yeah, Guam gets here usually an hour to an hour and a half early before every shift. Did you guys know this?
Yes.
I only know this because I'm here 45 minutes to an hour early every shift.
I don't know if you know, this is the perfect place to hide from child support payments. So whenever Guam is here, they can't reach him, like all the subpoenas.
Wow, you're really airing a lot of dirty laundry on the first episode.
He doesn't
that
have
might
any
not
kids,
air.
does he?
Guam is one
Guam
of the
definitely
other
has
door
kids.
guys.
Oh, I thought that was just a running bit.
No,
I
he
thought that was
definitely
a
pays
joke.
child support, and that's
Okay.
why he can't afford a car.
You ever see those kids walking on Hollywood Boulevard with the really long braid? Those are Guam's kids.
The Hare Krishna.
Okay. So we went around the table here. That's pretty good. We did that.
Dave, how long you been working here?
I started working in 2019.
Uh-huh.
The plan was only to work here 2 years, and then there was a global pandemic, so that really changed everything.
That's
I remember
So now you got to work here
Repetitive.
for 15 years.
What do you mean?
pandemic and global. Pandemic means across the globe.
Hey,
already.
man.
Hey, this
But
guy's
it's
going to
good.
tell you that in England they call soccer football.
Yeah. Looks
Are
like
you a guy
someone's
that
like-
says ATM machine too? Is that when he? I mean, I'm
I
just.
call it an ass-to-mouth machine myself.
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
Can't you believe I've been doing a bit? Gotta laugh on a bit I've been doing for years, but that's good.
Luke.
Yes.
All right. So so we all.
Austin, when'd you start working here?
Oh, I started working. Well, I've cumulatively I worked in La Jolla for like 5 years, and I've been here 4. So I'm kind of
AAA ball.
Yeah, I was the Crash Davis of the Comedy Store. It's a Bull Durham reference.
Yes, that's
These are
right.
the minor leagues for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Bull Durham's wild. There's like the movie's almost over, and then there's like an 8-minute fuck scene. Have you seen this movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's
Dude,
wild.
Susan
Like
Sarandon
they
is-
go through the essentially, there's the part in the movie where you think it's all over, and then they're like, all right, you think it's over. Now they're gonna fuck for like 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Man.
that's a pleasant surprise. Like, I'd rather that than like, oh, there's this whole other this long
Like
drawn
Peter
out
Jackson doing the end of the Lord of the Rings that had like 4 or 5 endings.
Drawing
No
it
one was
out.
fucking in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have been.
They should have been
Yeah.
having sex with each other.
The Gollum.
Yes,
Just
the Gollum.
They
Everyone.
all
You
fucking
got it,
Gollum.
Dave.
Just Gollum's going down on Liv
Mm-hmm.
Tyler as an elf. Dude, that fucking sounds
I'd watch that.
sounds tight.
And Jessie, how long have you been jet skiing around here?
Almost 3 months.
Oh, she's a baby door guy.
Yeah, there we
A
go.
baby D.
Whoa. Careful with throwing out the baby D there, Dave.
my fault. You can't say baby D in this climate.
Feel like a hostile work environment.
So this is a job where you take it and you hope that it'll lead to bigger and better things. Obviously, for most of us, it hasn't yet.
What a way to start off, Dave. Bringing that.
No, it hasn't. I think I got my 1 TV credit through this job
Oh,
though.
There
yeah?
we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got my.
also,
Yeah, thank you for clapping. That's appropriate. Yeah. I think because one time I followed Bill Burr and I didn't bomb, I actually had a good one. And then I think he put me on the show for that.
oh, nice.
That was
Luke
pretty
was
cool.
on a show called Ringers on Comedy Central.
Yeah, the Ringers.
Yeah.
The Ringers.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of them.
I was
He's
one
a
of
ringer.
18 ringers.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, can you even believe it? That the rumor that they supposedly Bill Burr picked us himself. But-
Handpicked.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Usually
how
there's just
true
like
that is.
one ringer. I like there's like an entire team made up of ringers.
Yeah, right. That's right. I do think it is a flawed kind of thing.
It's like
but-
that episode of The Simpsons where like everybody, they just go out and get a bunch of professional baseball players for
Oh, right.
the softball
Mhm.
game.
What are they, if they had to call it Burr's Babies.
The Burr babies, dude. I like
Burr
that.
babies.
Baby birds.
Baby Burrs.
Yeah, Burr babies is
You know,
good. It's like fur babies.
Burbank is actually named after our boy Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to move
Let's
ahead.
just drive that riff into the ground, baby.
Now, when you got on the TV and you did it, and
Yeah.
you were like, did you think, this is it? I'm moving on. I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to.
You know, when we filmed it in April of 2018, and they were like, "Okay, it's coming out in January of 2019." So I just had a floating credit for almost a year,
Yeah.
and then I don't know if anyone got anything out of that show at all.
Did you even get like a Instagram follower or two, or like? A,
No, they put my clip on his Instagram, and boy, was it not well received.
no.
Everyone was like, "This guy could barely talk, and like he's just kind of." Yeah.
Wait a minute, did Bill Burr suddenly become younger and a different person entirely?
No, he was posting like other people's like clips and stuff, and then they posted one of mine where I'm kind of like, "Hey, wow, okay, everybody," and then everyone was like, "This guy he sucks." And I
If
was,
you love
okay.
Bill Burr yelling about women, you're gonna love Luke Schwartz apologizing for being a man.
yeah,
I'll just talk about me for a minute, if that's okay. All right.
Objection.
Like, go for it.
My first TV credit came, it was Emily, the booker, that it was the booker here. She called me and told me I was going to be on Comedy Central's Live at Gotham. This was like in 2010.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And
she
she was
did-
working for Live Nation.
She was working for
Or
Levity.
Levity, that's what it is.
And they were like, "You're going to be on Live at Gotham." And I was like, "Buddy, it's happening."
There you go.
I thought it was happening because
Yeah.
I lived in Cincinnati and I got a TV
Yeah.
credit. And I was like, "It's happening, dog."
Guys,
Mhm.
And then I flew up to New York, and there was like a lot of New York people on the Live at Gotham show and LA people. So there was a lot of people I didn't know. And then like other people like running around town doing sets. I had no idea that was an option. Like I just got there, was like, I'm here to party, dog. I had no clue what was happening. And like I did the show. I did, my set was all right. I wish it would have been a little bit better. I fought a guy that I felt was kind of a hack, and and I was just like,
who was it?
I don't remember his name, and
You know it.
You're scared.
I mean, he did a lot of how how black people and Filipino are different, which that was a little bit different.
Finally.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah. I needed a lot of
That's
clarification on that.
Yeah, so it was a different spin on it, but I was like sitting there like, oh, this is going on TV? All right, okay. And then after my set was over, everybody was there with like their managers and agents, and everybody knew and I just felt like it was weird, like to get like kind of a break and then feel so alone in the big city. I was like, this is fucked. And
Little Dave in the big city.
Yeah.
Baby D in the big city.
and Tiffany Haddish was on that episode. I think she's done pretty well for herself.
Yeah, I think she's like a A-list movie star now.
And
I'm pretty sure.
I work here, so things might have been
different strokes.
different. Yeah, I'm still in it.
Yeah, you worked here. You worked here before the pandemic. So to get back to door guy stuff? I don't know if I'm. I don't know if I'm stealing.
No, let's
hosting
talk
from
about
anybody.
Dave's
think
credits
you
some
were
more.
trying
I was just trying to.
Dave appeared on.
I'm just trying to make it seem real sad that I.
Dave
work
appeared
here.
on Cincinnati's news affiliate
Well,
in a hit and run.
I did that.
But only the
Well,
back
let's
of his
actually
head.
talk about door guy
Okay.
stuff because this is the yet to be titled door guy podcast, the
Yeah.
Doorcast, the revolving doors.
Doorgasm.
Yeah, doorgasm.
I'm fighting for this.
You know,
I'm gonna dig my heels in here.
I
Luke.
will say that Doorgasm is funny, but it's a little too close to Dane Cook's Tourgasm.
But ours actually
Oh.
rhymes. Like he just made a thing that doesn't rhyme. Like who
I-
are you,
I
Eminem? Are you gonna like?
Who are you, Eminem?
Yeah, you make
But,
things that don't rhyme.
What if we all started wearing tank tops like Dane Cook did? What if
Sure,
there was
yeah,
the door?
and acting like snakes.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah.
there's the door guy tank top.
Yeah.
If we all,
We'd have to bulk up.
I mean,
first.
it's West Hollywood. It would fit the vibe if we were all tanking it up.
Yeah, it's
That's what I
great.
want to. I want to see just people's bare
have-
arms when I come to a comedy club.
We have tanks, comedy store tanks.
those are lady
they for
lady
women?
tanks. Yeah,
You can wear a lady tank.
yeah, we
I'm
can.
wearing a men's tee.
it shows a little too much. You want to like
That's what you're going for, though,
a
right?
men's tee. You want to accentuate the muscles and not like show off the
Your
kind of like
tits.
yeah,
I
because
see.
like there's a lot. You want just the sleeveless for the guys, so you can kind of like look kind of buff. You don't want to like show the little
Oh yeah, because they like go in.
the
a little
upper
bit.
boob meat. You don't want to show that on a guy. It's never good.
All right. Well, we'll talk to Richie.
Take this to corporate.
So working the door. What's we have some topics here. I mean, I'd be interested to see what someone else wrote down about the door, but
It
like
just
What's
says-
your
it just says,
favorite
"Fuck
part
you."
about being a door guy?
a very natural question. I like when people ask me like how they become a door guy. I think that's really or like my favorite part is like people who walk in and say like, "Oh, it's okay. I come here all the time." It's like I work here. I don't know you.
Oh,
That's
I know the
cool.
people that come here all the time.
Yeah, right.
And I do treat them differently.
I had a guy actually the other day who was super complainy. He was with his wife and I think two other women friends, and they got a booth that it was bought for them by someone else. So it was paid for by someone else, and they were the party coming to see it. And it was in the original room, and it was a Wednesday or Thursday, not a huge night. And there was one waitress working in the room, and he was mad about that. And he came up to complain to me for close to 11 minutes. It was probably like 7-8 minutes of just him kind of going, "This is ridiculous. It is uncouth." He used the words uncouth. And he's like, "This is insulting. You only have one. I'm never going to get my drinks." And I was like, "No, just wait.
Yeah, just
Hang out
time,
and
bud.
You
watch the show."
probably-
He goes, "Is the point of this place not to serve drinks?"
You should
And I was
tell
like,
him yes.
"No, it's
The
not."
one of those
It's-
places we
do
trick
comedy.
you into thinking we're going to sell you
Right.
drinks, then
Yeah.
they never come.
Right, right.
It's
And
like,
he goes,
"Psych."
"So I'm going to pay a 2-drink minimum for drinks I never got?" And I said, "No." But he's like, "What am I going to get him?" I said, "You're going to get him." But what ties into the point and back, he also he's like, "My wife has 5 million followers." Okay?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, "Great, that's great. I don't know what to do for you there." But he was like, I was like, I've been working here like 8-9 years, and this is just how it works. I don't know what to tell you. And he goes, I've been coming here for 20 years. And I go, so you should be used to this, right? Like, I don't know what you're yelling at me for. Just go watch comedy. Am I like, or go to therapy? Either one. Like, but leave me out of it.
What kind of bothers me sometimes is like people.
We provide great service here at the world famous comedy store. Don't let that interaction fool you.
No, I was very polite. I never raised my voice, even though he was yelling. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. The waitress is going to come and give you drinks.
He could also, if he was that thirsty, he could have stepped outside to the front bar and got some drinks.
Yeah,
and then came
I
back.
told him that, and he goes, it doesn't count towards the 2-drink minimum.
Well,
and I was like, yeah, no, that's right.
If you want to drink that much, though, the 2-drink minimum doesn't even seem like it would apply.
He goes, how long's the show? Like an hour, hour and a half? I go, haven't you been coming here 20 years? It goes from 9 to 2 a.m. And he goes, we're not going to stay that long. So I was like, then just hang out, man. What? There's no problem here.
People come like looking for a fight. Also, like, it bothers me. People like don't like the door guys. Like, you're hired here mainly for comedy, and then like also kind of working. But like the primary thing is like as a comic, but people don't understand that. So like they'll come up to you like you're just like like they have that typical attitude towards like, dude, I'm not really here for my sterling customer service record. I'm really here to do stand up.
Yeah.
And also like I'll help you find your server, I guess. But like let's reel it in.
I don't know, Asa, because you are good at customer service.
Yeah,
I try. Well, this is the thing is like I have anger problems, and it makes me angry when people aren't nice.
Yeah.
Right. So like when I see somebody who's like, sometimes there's somebody who's fucking hopeless. They're just like, oh, I'm so lost. I came in. Mm-hmm. This building is so big. I'm overwhelmed.
It's a weird little maze. This building.
I just want to be nice to them.
Yeah.
Until I get
until
upset.
they're rude.
Until they're rude. Rudeness bothers me.
So many people are so nice here, but the ones that are mad really stick out. I've noticed, and it's not like everybody who comes here is an asshole. Like most of the people are really cool, but then
most people in life are pretty cool.
You catch them in the right moment. I think most people are cool. Like,
but then you run into somebody like Luke's talking about, and you're like, everybody else is having a great time in there.
Have any of you guys? Has anyone tried to fight you?
No, but
they just want to bow up on you because you got that mustache. And
I don't really get fought
a couple times here and there, but it's because I've stayed so calm when they're angry that just kind of makes you angrier. But I'm not gonna fight you.
Women get mad if I tell them like, please stop talking.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they get like really appalled that I would ask them to please.
Yeah. I remember one time there was so like they do like these third-party shows in the Belly Room. If you guys aren't familiar, the Comedy Store has 3 rooms. Main room is big, like mini theater. Original room, the kind of medium-sized. Belly Room, smaller, more intimate, upstairs setting. They used to do a lot of third-party shows, and they still do like a few. But one of these shows, this woman who's on the lineup was like, a bunch of people were filming, and I was like, hey, you can't film. Hey, you can't film. Like, because if you're trash and then you're like associated with a Comedy Store, and it's like. They just rented the room out. We don't know if the comics are good. We don't own the.
Well, you're not allowed to use our image for your personal.
Yeah, because you could just make us look bad. And then I told this woman like, "Hey, you can't film. If you do it again, we gotta like ask you to leave." And then she flipped out. Was like, "I've been here so long. You must be new. You don't." Like never seen her before. Yeah. She goes on stage later and like has the whole crowd flip me.
Whoa.
That's pretty funny. Actually.
Yeah,
that's a good bit.
It was funny, but I was just like. Who are you? Like, no one who is anyone is like, do you know who I am? And it's like, no.
But also, like, that's not a good way to get in here.
No, it's not.
No.
If you really do want to get in here, don't be overly nice to the door guys, but be nice to the door guys.
Yeah.
And you will be let in pretty much to every room.
I remember I used to watch a lot of Comedy Central as a kid, and there's like one documentary about Sam Kinison, and like Richard Pryor was talking about how mean comics could be. So when I first got into comedy, I was always like quiet, waiting to be approached, kind of just like chilling in the back. Like, let me just wait for somebody to talk. I'm not going to jump into the circle and be like, oh, look at fucking this guy. This guy sucks over here. And like start busting balls.
Nice.
But so many people do that. And I'm just like, what? Has this ever made you friends? But like, did you ever like show up the first day at like football practice and it started like fucking slapping people's balls or whatever? And it was like, oh, now everyone likes me.
Right.
Yeah, you can't ball slap right out the gate. You gotta get to know people. Yeah. Balls.
But I will say people jump in the circle too early where you and a couple friends who have been here for years are talking and someone who's not been here that long will try and join the circle and that's a real proving ground, because if you are good in like the conversation circle, it's fine, but you have to be great at it. If I don't know you, you have to be great.
Yeah.
But if you come in and you bomb one riff, you only get one chance. You're out, and I'm gonna like always. First of all, always remember you like that, and second of all, like just I will probably tear you down in front of people right there, because you've taken time. It's a theft.
Also,
You've taken time away from
friends.
me. You've taken time away from me and friends and energy, and you're making me do like.
Yeah. The worst thing that could happen. Oh, sorry.
I've seen people cry in the back sacred ground where you're supposed to smoke. It's great. Like I was back there with Ron White and Josh Blue, and it was before. It might have been
Reservoir Dogs back there.
It might have been
Mr. Blonde.
Yeah. That's funny.
Red Fox.
Yeah. Yeah, good. But Jack Knight was there, and Ron White was like spitting real gems, had real pearls of wisdom for all the young comics, and we were like listening, and this young open micer was like, "Oh yeah, totally. That's like how I went to this open mic the other day," and we were all kind of like, "Stop." And then she interrupted again, and then she interrupted a third time. She interrupted Ron White talking. And the third time, Jack goes, "Hey, yo, shut the fuck up. You are interfering with our education. Don't talk anymore. You're nothing. You're nobody." And she broke down and cried. And she was like, "You're right. I'm sorry." And was like, "You're still doing it. Shut up."
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So she, yeah.
You gotta
just
know
take
your
a
time to shine.
Take a seat and enjoy the show.
Yeah,
Right? Like it's not
you're
about
lucky,
you right now.
You're lucky you're back here in general. You're extra lucky that anyone like Ron White and Art is talking to you.
Yeah. You're J.R. Smith. Let LeBron do his thing, you know?
She wasn't J.R. Smith.
I know, but that's
she's
just
a fan
an analogy.
in the stands. You know what I mean? She's not like she's no
like, wait, let me do a 2-pointer.
Right, yeah. She's the lucky audience member who gets to try and shoot
You're
the
a truck
half-court
driver.
shot.
You're a truck driver driving through Cleveland with the game on the radio.
There's no comparison, and it was just so perfect in that moment of like that. Yeah, and like Ron White was really spitting too. It was great. It was a nice little moment.
I was going to say some advice to people that come to the Comedy Store.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're interacting with the door guy, hey, we're happy to talk to you for a little bit, but you got to know
When to move on.
you got to move on.
Yeah.
Especially if we're in the back door, people, they see us as like a captive audience because we
Oh, yeah.
we
I don't
can't
know
really.
if they see us like that, but that's what we are. We're literally you're not supposed to move from your post.
And
Right,
we
we are
working.
captive.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're working, but you gotta have like your peripherals going.
You're probably doing
like,
the most amount of work when you're at the back door, even though it doesn't.
I was I want to bring up to illustrate that point. I think I was at the back door. I was watching it for somebody, and this guy comes up, and I guess he was doing roast battle, and he comes up. He's like,
Cool.
"Oh, hey, I want to know. So I'm supposed to do roast battle next week, but my roast battle partner died, and
my
but I got a replacement." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, first off, it's like if your partner dies, just take a couple weeks off, right? Like,
yeah, and also that's a sign.
yeah, this is like God is telling you, like maybe try something else. And then he just kept, but after that, we're like, yeah, just talk to Roast Battle. They got their own producers. Just go message them.
Sure.
They'll work it out for you. And then he just keeps selling himself on me. Like, first off, I'm at the back door. I'm wearing a fucking shirt. I don't make decisions usually. And he's just like, well, I came up with Gabriel Iglesias, and I used to do this other comedy club, and this guy really liked me, and da-da-da. I'm like, I mean, even if you did impress me, which you're not, I don't have any power to give you anything.
Sure, yeah.
You're really like spitting game at the
Yeah.
wrong person.
At the wall.
And he just kept on, and he talked about it. He broke down his act for me. I'm like,
Oh wow.
this is the worst thing I hate is like a comic if you don't ask them, they break down their act because a lot of times there's just nothing there.
Yeah.
It's just you making a silly voice.
Maybe we could get like a countdown clock and we start it, and you got 2 minutes.
That's
You
good.
got
Give
2
them a
minutes, and then you're like, time's up. You gotta move along. I know it doesn't seem like I have another customer
Well,
here,
yeah,
but
potluck was 3 minutes. Maybe it's a 3-minute with a 2-minute light.
no,
a
I
light
just
at 2
pretend,
minutes.
pretend like I have an earpiece. I'm like, oh, sorry, there's something. I gotta go to the back.
I don't have a big problem with telling people enough. I'm done.
Well, you don't.
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I don't.
It's out of character for me to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But that's
I
a
wish
way
I
to
could tell you.
escalate it with a lot of people, where if you say something like, I'm never trying to escalate with people, but I gotta.
No, I want to say like, hey man, I can't listen anymore. It's enough. No offense.
I
That is a lot of offense.
yeah, I cannot hear your voice.
Stop.
any
Like
longer.
you'd be better somewhere else. I don't know what to like. I don't know.
You know what I do is and not to everybody, but sometimes a trick I'll do is do you want to go see a show? And then if there's room like in the belly room, like, yeah, get on up there.
Should I take them?
Well, we all do the.
That's a good. I
We
like
all-
that a lot.
Because then they're
Yeah,
getting
it's
some
really
comedy.
good.
They
Yeah.
don't know if they can.
I
go
mean, we
into
all
the
do a
room.
pawn off sort of situation where you're like, you see another door guy and you call them over and then you escape to the bathroom. Like, oh, I got to use the bathroom. And then you've tagged them into some horse shit.
Oh yeah.
I've been tagged in, and that's usually when I tell them, there's a problem here.
You just like you see them, you're just like no, and you just walk away.
I don't walk away. I have to stay at the post.
I sometimes the other night there's like a drunk guy talking to one of the comics.
Great.
And he was I could tell he was bothering him, so I just
a paid regular.
yeah. The guy was being nice to me earlier, and so I didn't want to be mean. So I go up to him like, "Oh, hey, sorry, man. They need it was Theo Vaughn. They need Theo Vaughn in the back." And then I walk the guy out, but then Theo's just still hanging in the hallway, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's okay, man. You're not in trouble. It's just like they really needed Theo in the back." And I just kept looking him dead in the eye, and just telling him like, "Hey, he's got to go. He's got to go back." But he's like, he could see literally that he just wasn't going anywhere. I was just
How
trying to.
did he take it? Did
He was
take
fine.
Okay,
He was
took the
just
hint.
an annoying drunk guy, like being too friendly. Like
Yeah,
he wasn't like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? He was just kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, you're fine. He's just got to go to the back, and he's just standing there the whole time.
That
Yeah.
happens as the night goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while, somebody's interesting and they bring it, But you're just going to find
sure.
out.
I give everyone a fair shake.
Yeah.
And enough's enough when it is. Like, like we're done.
I mean, if they're too much, sometimes I'll be like, I have told people to go out to the front or whatever, or like they got to beat it. But they got to really get to it like a certain
I
level.
walked in on Dave doing that one time. You were like,
Kick rocks.
hey, man, can you go somewhere else? Because the guy was just, he cornered you the whole night. He was like, just go to the front. Like, leave me alone.
I cannot do that.
And Dave never loses his temper like that. It was just funny. Like, how annoying that guy must
every
have been.
once in a while, you're just like, you got to go to the front, man. You got to get.
Yeah.
People just laugh at me when I'm like, you need to do this. And they're like, okay. It's like, they're not
You
taking
have
it
your
seriously.
pink glasses on.
I
You
know,
just seem like
You're
you're
smiling.
You jet ski over to them, and
Yeah.
you're just like, you splash him a little bit.
With the water.
You're not the most intimidating
No.
person, I would say.
So I just have to go in with kindness, and
But,
usually people, in my experience with working that back door, my limited experience, it seems like a lot of people don't know what to do at the store. Like they don't know they're not supposed to be in the hallway, and a lot of times if people are like, "Hey, I have to keep this clear," they're like, "Oh, I didn't."
Why
know.
would they know?
Yeah.
That's not their fault. And that is the other thing that some door guys will get too like and like scoff at people for not knowing things. Like it's their first time in the building. They don't know where the bathroom
Yeah,
is.
and they go in through a different door,
Yeah.
and then they exit through another door. Especially in the
they get
main room,
lost.
they have no
Yeah.
idea
See,
where they are.
what I like to do
It's
is
not
like
their
I see them lost. I'm like, oh, let me just show you where the restroom is. Like, there's the restroom. You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then
That's good.
Then I flip them off. Is your customer service? You looking at the suggestions?
What is your favorite room to perform in at the Comedy Store? As a door guy, we get to go up from time to time. That is some of the crumbs that they present to
sure,
us. As,
yes.
Here you go, you peasant.
Can I have some more stage time? More stage time?
No, we all
Very
love
good,
working
yes.
here, and it's a great place. And
That's why we work here.
it is why we work here. And we do get to go up from time to time and the other rooms. And do we have a favorite room that we'd like to perform in?
I
Perform comedy or perform our door duties?
Oh, well, we could do both.
Yeah.
How about that?
just love cleaning that back hallway. I just always prefer the original room to be. I don't know. There's something about it. It's just like
To work in or perform in?
perform.
Okay.
Working, I don't know. It depends on the night or whatever. But I just like it on that stage. I think it's the most like the perfect marriage of like it's intimate, but it's like big enough. Sometimes like the main room, it's the stage is like too big. You're like, look at all this real estate. Like, do I got to be like a Chris Rock comic and like pace back and forth?
It can be cavernous in there too, and
But-
like not.
But the OR is fun too because you can riff with whoever's playing the piano a little bit. Like it's a nice little easing into your set. You go up on stage, you say, "Hey, give it up for the piano player," and you talk with them for a minute. Kind of a nice way of like easing your way into a set instead of being like, "Hey, so what's the just going up firing jokes right off at the bat." They're not ready for it, so you just kind of ease into it. It's a little more comfortable. I don't know. I feel.
I mean, I like the main room more because you can make a grand entrance. and you can feel like a rock star up there. It's like you can be a little bit larger than life.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can put their feet on the stage, or you're not.
Well, they can. I've seen
it
it.
happen. Yeah.
People like to get comfy, baby.
Yeah.
But
they
you
really,
have,
but it's
you're
less likely for
you're
sure.
like you're towering
It's
over.
a big red linoleum stage.
You're
and
like
it's grand. Yeah.
it feels like you're like, I'm in it. I'm up here. This is like showbiz. The original room feels like a comedy club and feels like an intimate, good comedy club. But the main room feels like showbiz. When you come out on the stage and it's lit up, sometimes none of us get the light tricks because we're door guys, but some of the paid regulars, they fucking do some
There's
lights.
a follow spot, or like the red is more, or there's blue on it. Yeah.
It's like
it can be fun.
it's happening, baby.
Yeah.
It's my favorite
And I
room,
feel
too.
like if you
Segment.
kill in there, it can be like pow, like you really feel it.
I love that room too because I started at the store in Kiltony when I played trumpet in the band, and so I have a lot of good memories.
Not in the belly room though, because
No,
that started in the belly room.
Well, I was pulled out of the bucket a couple times in the belly room, but when
Yeah.
I joined in the band, it was fully in the main room, and being in the band was like always fun for me. So I had a lot of good memories performing there, and we were there throughout the whole pandemic. It was just like 10 people in the audience, but we like
Oh, you're streaming it, yeah.
yeah. So the band we were really comfortable in the green room, and that's the most comfortable I'm in. The OR is the scariest. I love the OR, but it's kind of scary to me.
The OR is scary. I don't know. The main room is scary for the showbiz reason that Dave said, I think. Where I kind of get in my head for the main room. I have to be like, oh, I have to bring my A material. I can't noodle around. I can't like relax or anything, and it can throw me. I've had great sets there, and I've had some really dog shit ones too.
But for me, like sometimes I like to enter big, and the main room allows me to do that.
I like to slink on. I
But-
slink on stage.
Dave,
and yeah.
Dave
But if I
somersaults
try-
on stage.
Yeah.
But if I try to
Who's
enter,
ready for
He's got a
laughter?
pogo stick.
but sometimes if I try to enter big in the original room or other comedy clubs I perform at, it's almost too much. Where they're like,
Yeah.
"What's this?" This guy. They don't get that. Like part of it, I'm being.
You're trying to be in Hollywood, baby.
I'm
You're-
trying to be
yeah.
larger than life. We got 30 minutes left. Boy, I thought I was hoping it was
a
3.
subtle sign.
Oh, it's saying applause. What? Why? What? I have
would
to
you
say
read that,
applause.
Dave?
That's a weird.
Why
Well,
would
I didn't know if everybody saw it. Hey, hold
Yeah.
on.
No, when they're not supposed to. Yeah,
hosting.
we'll see.
Yeah, you're supposed to be hosting.
All right,
You don't
let's
need
do
to
some
know.
ad reads
Yeah.
real quick. Make sure you get on comedystore.com and buy
Buy
some
some
merch.
goddamn hoodies or something.
Well, they got-
My favorite room is the original room to perform in and to work in. I think it's the most special place. I think it's I think it's the best comedy room. The belly room is cool. I really like it up there, but the mirror kind of fucks me up. There's a whole wall
Yeah.
that's a mirror, and people might not know. And it seats about 60 to 70 people, and with 10 to 15 people, you can still have a really good show in there.
Yeah.
But
The mirror is cool if you're in a spot like in the back watching, because you can see more of the room, so you can see the stage from any part of the room. But I've been on stage and said a joke and like look and see myself in the reflection.
It's very distracting,
yeah.
and it's also my worst angle from the side. The profile is not good. I straight down the barrel. That's my angle. Everything else, I look like a monster. But like I just get too in my head about the reflection there, and it's a good room, and I do like performing in there. I would say a little more than the main room, but the original room is like. That's the Comedy Store to me. Is
Yeah.
the original room.
It's a special room.
It's
It
yeah.
has a different vibe. It
And
always had a
it's
different
like
energy.
it's dark
and-
black. It's low ceiling. It's very comedy. It isn't the showbiz thing. It like you said, which I totally agree but it's just it is to me. It's comedy.
Yeah, that
that's what
feels more
comedy looks
real to
like
me,
and
too.
is. Yeah,
I talk with a lot of comics will say it's like the fairest. Some people say it's the hardest room, and I'm like, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a good room.
yeah.
It's the fairest, and I'm like, I do understand if that makes any sense. Like, it's
There's-
like you're getting the
yeah.
most
If
sincere.
anybody's gonna bomb, they're more likely to bomb in there than they are. In
yeah.
I don't know. The main room has some pretty big bombs.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, that's just if you get if people
Because-
get in their head and like they're bombing already, and they just lose because you see people
If
wilt
you're not
in the
if you're
main
not
room.
performing big in there, it will swallow you.
People wilt. People wilt big time if they're not getting that. Like they expect that punch, they don't get it, you see people completely kind of collapse. Like you're watching them collapse.
But I see both big and like low performers in the original room do well and poorly. Like that. Like it is a fair room. I think, for sure. That's my favorite. Yeah, I used to like it more. There's a big window that looks out into the bar, and now since the Pendry is there, which is a big building, has lights, moving advertisements all over the side. And it used to be cool to have the window open, but I like
sometimes
it
people
now.
have sex in that building.
Yeah, right.
And you can see that, and they're
I've
like,
never seen it.
Well,
You've never seen
you're
sex?
not old enough, Jesse.
I've never seen sex. I've been looking at the hotel every night, so maybe I could.
No, it happens not all the
figure it
time,
out.
but I think there's one on the corner, and I think they're like exhibitionists or whoever. I don't know.
They have to be.
some
the guy was
exhibitionists
like,
will rent
the
out
guy
a room.
knows everyone can
Yeah.
see him, and he's just
Yeah.
like, I think you looked at him and like did like a Patrick Bateman thing, maybe.
Yeah.
I think you flexed.
There was a good night several years ago where two people were having sex in the Ondas, and everyone was like kind of like, and they were really doing it, and I don't know if they could see us, but there were a group about 20 people on the patio just kind of clapping and cheering and like yelling and hooting and hollering. It was like yeah. That was a fun moment.
If you're out here,
and the comic on stage, it'd be funny if the comic on stage is bombing, and then the guy outside fucking is just getting a standing ovation.
I had a phone call.
Oh
You
shit!
need to take it.
Was it Hollywood?
No.
I really like his Gonzo hosting style of just
I
saying,
know, it's like
"Oh, I got an itch in my nose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna itch my nose, guys. Gonna itch my nose for a minute
I'm
here."
gonna clear my throat right into the microphone and tell you that someone held up a sign.
Luke.
Back to the paper.
The Comedy Store has a record player coming out. You can get that. It's going to have all the paid rate. I don't know when this comes out, but it was on here on the sheet. Might as well mention it, right?
I want one of those.
It would be cool to have the record player, and you'd be like,
And you can have a door guy sign it for $500.
Wow,
you get it,
I'll
you
sign it
smoke
for
a joint, you listen to some
Don't
comedy.
undercut me,
Yeah,
Jesse.
you're really screwing over everybody.
What
This
do
is
you
why
say?
First off, we had
this
no.
is why
we
we could never unionize.
had no bid. We
Yeah,
had no
true.
bid from them for lower. You just immediately went.
Yeah.
Just say a number. That looks dope. That's a cool little record. You guys ever have any comedy records?
One of the first albums I ever bought was George Carlin. What Am I Doing in New Jersey?
Ooh.
That was
On
a good
record?
one. No, on CD. I'm not
No, I meant you want that on record?
on the record. Yeah,
Okay, because this is filmed.
yeah.
Okay.
We had, at my old place, we had a bunch of vinyl, the covers.
What's wrong?
I just was trying to make it fun.
We had all the covers
'Cause
of
it's
a
a
bunch of
record.
comedy albums up on the wall, like all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And then, one day some news came out about Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
and
sure. A lot of-
and then my one roommate was like, I don't know. And then one day I was like, man, we got to take these fucking down, bro. This is a bad look. This is a bad look.
you bring a girl home and she's like, "What's all these pictures?"
Yeah,
of?"
it's like I'm a big Bill Cosby fan. You like his comedy? He did comedy? Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, we had,
I thought he just did pudding commercials and sex offenses.
Yeah, sex offensives.
Offensives.
all right.
Yeah,
That's funny seeing all the Bill Cosby pictures and all the clubs. All the clubs he probably never played into, because a lot of comedy clubs
Yeah.
will put up pictures of people.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
probably
don't know if
never
he
there.
did a club after his first year of doing
I
stand-up.
know,
He's
yeah.
doing like huge theaters.
But
and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
it was great. It was funny seeing them all disappear from every club you would go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's the Cosby picture. Now now it's
There's
a
a
dust outline.
pale spot.
yeah. Now it's
yeah.
now it's Paula Poundstone or somebody.
Yeah,
Good for Paula.
yeah, like the big come up.
I just like
What
saying that name.
does the Comedy Store mean to you? I'm going to go to Jessie first on this question. Now this is going to be worth 10 points if you get it right.
The Comedy Store means to me.
Win a Comedy Store record player if you get this question right.
Wow.
Well, I've thought about
What a
this
dumb
actually.
question.
Oh, you did think
Yeah.
about this
Offense,
question.
Tony,
Even
that's
though
bad.
when I told Tony this question, that one of the producers, I go, what does the Comedy Store mean to you? He laughed at me. He
Yeah.
said, that's a stupid question.
Oh, well.
Then he read it out loud, and I go, that question is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You know what? I
But-
support Tony 100%. He's gonna edit this to make you guys look like shit, and he's gonna edit it to me look great. So,
But I
hey,
would
great
like-
job, Tony.
but
You're
the
doing
fact
great.
that Jessie
be
thought
baby.
about
It's just gonna be me being handsome.
And Dave saying "Baby D" in
Baby
slow motion.
over and over.
But the fact that Jessie did think about this answer, I would like to hear it.
Well, we talked about before, like people coming in and talking down to the staff, but they're trying to get in here. And the building itself is cool, and it has a lot of history, but it's, at the end of the day, a building. And I think, to me, it's the people that perform here and work here, that's what makes this place special. And so I don't know, I guess when we were talking about people who don't respect the staff, it's like, you want to get in here, but you don't like the people here. What is this place to you? So I'll answer your question with that question.
Whoa. Wow. Heavy.
Yeah, that's
Next.
heavy.
I agree with you that it's just
a place that can also just be a group of people, right? Like
Right.
when you look at
the people who perform
you're
here,
here,
make it special.
Your
Yeah, it's all
family?
garden.
the
Your
comedy garden,
yeah.
dude.
yeah, comedy.
Free
When you're here, you're
breadsticks.
funny.
It's always got the best of
Yeah.
the best, and that's why it's cool to me.
One of my favorite parts of working this job is, when people are in line, they want to be funny. And sometimes they'll try to be funny to you. They'll tell you a joke. And my favorite thing is to not react at all.
Oh,
to it.
that's my default.
When they tell a joke, they'll just say something and I go, okay.
Yeah.
And just a while. It's my revenge on the audiences for when they
Totally.
don't laugh at me. This is
m-
my
one-
moment to fuck you.
That's your favorite place about
No
the comedy
heckling. What?
One of my favorites when that happens, I think, is like they'll say, "Oh, I was joking." I go, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, they always
No, I'm
do
aware.
Or you ask them to
no
explain
heckling.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
What's the drink maximum? It's like,
Yeah,
just be
that's a-
cool, man.
it. Yeah.
hat.
Yeah.
That's-
If you need to ask, it's
If somebody,
it's 3. Yeah.
You should just leave.
Yeah.
that's my move. If somebody tells me like a racist joke, I try to get them to explain it. And
Oh.
That's
Hey,
funny.
what do you mean by that?
yeah, what do you mean? I don't really
Just
get
look
it.
at him like
Yeah.
puzzled, very
Well,
interested.
you know how like blondes are like stereotypically, and I'm like,
Wow, blondes you went with.
well, I went about as safe as you could go.
That's just Dave's favorite race.
Blonde race.
They're always saying they have more fun. I don't know. Yeah, that's good.
Is that true, Jessie?
All
Do you have
hair
more
colors
fun?
have fun.
Oh, yeah.
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 When you had like darker color hair, boring.
Just like every day was a funeral.
Wow.
I hated
Damn.
myself. I hated my life, and then I went blonde. It's all been very different.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. Yeah. What is the comedy store mean?
See, Luke.
I can't do it.
Luke is deflecting
Luke
because
Luke
it
can't
means
be
so
sincere.
much to it.
It's
It
very
does mean a
difficult.
lot, but,
it
like,
means so
it's
much
so-
to Luke that he can't.
Okay.
He can't wade into sincerity. He has to be
Let's
like,
see.
"What is feelings? That's stupid."
You want me to try, or do you want to keep?
Yeah, let's-
I want to keep making
Yeah.
fun of you.
Yes.
His heart
You know the
answer.
That's anti-Semitic. But
She
I-
doesn't know what that means.
I know what that is, but I
she's
don't
not
know.
Jeff
blonde.
Carousel.
There's 2 races: blonde and not.
Yes, and brunette. Yeah.
That's under not.
It's definitely a living museum because it's like, I mean, the pictures are up there. It's all the greats and the who are theys are up there. And it's really like, it is an important building. I mean, I understand that the people make the building, but I think the building itself is really important. It's a landmark. It's a Sunset Strip landmark and one of the few that are still going. I really do think that it has that people do need to take care of it and learn which lights to turn off and on and how to like do things, because it can look really bad or it can look like the fucking coolest comedy club ever. And a lot of that is attentiveness as a door guy and how to like treat the building. I think it's important. So what does it mean to me? I mean, it's a job and it's nice and it's good and everything like that, but it's historical
Yeah, I mean,
somewhat.
the building does play a role because, I mean, you go to like these brand new comedy clubs and they're in some fake mall city. They're very sterile.
Mm-hmm.
They're
In a
like,
strip mall
And-
next to a Denny's.
Or
Yeah.
in like any comedy club that's in a mall can be good or whatever. It's just not cool.
It's not special.
Yeah.
was walking by a fucking Jamba Juice on the way. You know, like because Sunset
Jamba
Strip still.
Jamba Juice.
Throwback, yeah.
Those are
That's
in malls, right? I haven't been to a mall in 17
Next to a
years.
Lids. Yeah.
Lids.
You know, by the Crown Bookstore and
Yeah, Walden Books. Yeah, great.
B. Dalton.
Yeah,
Um,
Pete Dalton, nice.
But I do think, especially Sunset Strip, because I mean, there's the there's like a lot of newer places that are kind of like fancy, like the fucking building next door or whatever. But then you go from like the Comedy Store, and then a little bit down, there's like all those old rock clubs that everyone talks about, like the Whiskey,
The Viper
Viper
Room,
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Those places rule, and it's just like but the Sunset Strip, even though it kind of there's going to be a lot of luxury condos and bullshit like that, it does kind of put you in a mindset. It puts you in this kind of I feel that it's very like when people think about Los Angeles, I think a lot of times they think about something they saw in a movie that's not real. I think Los Angeles is a very interesting, fascinating, kind of evil place. But I don't mean evil in a bad way. I mean evil in a kind of like a dark. There's like a darkness.
There's a seediness.
And I don't want to make comedy sound so like, oh, it's the tortured comedian. But there is an edge to that kind of adds to the comedy. And I think that the place perfectly encapsulates, I think, what in my mind stands out to comedy. There's like a little bit of darkness. It can be silly and funny. You are alone, but you're also coming together with other people, even if you are alone. Like I've seen a lot of people come to watch shows by themselves here, and then they don't feel weird. They make friends relatively easily.
Yeah.
So I would say that you say the Comedy Store is the people. You say it's the building. I think you're both wrong. I'm the Comedy Store.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
No, it's a joke. I was going to say that as a joke, and I was like, oh, this is not going to land.
Do you have a real button?
I'm the Comedy Store.
What? Yeah, I was going to say it, and then I bailed because like, I pushed out. I was scared. I'm going to get struck by lightning if I say that.
Okay.
Sam Kinnison's ghost comes out and shoots me.
Sam Kinison?
With the ghost bullet.
Did you put the G in there? You said Kinnison.
He said Kinnison.
Kinnison?
I want to move on unless you have a good answer.
I had another.
You don't think my answer was good?
I wanted to talk about seating people who come solo, but I want to do it after what the Comedy Store means to Dave Waite.
Oh, well, the Comedy Store, it's just another stop on my storied career. And, might be the final stop. We'll see.
So it's just another stop or the final stop. Yeah.
The final stop is just another stop. Really.
Mausoleum. He's encasing himself in here. It's his funeral, this podcast.
Well, it was.
But even when you move on to other things, you can always come back here. Like, that's the coolest part once I started working here is realizing that, like,
yeah, there's plenty of people that come back. They're like, I used to work here. And
it has big fraternity energy.
Yeah. In comedy, when I started, this is more of a comedy talking point.
Mm-hmm.
The word Steve was the go-to name when you had a bit. You'd be like, oh, my friend Steve, and he was an idiot.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think the name is now?
It was Debbie for a while.
Debbie?
Carol or Karen.
Yeah, that
gets
was
a
one.
lot. Oh, I don't know. Karen or Carol.
Yeah, I mean, the Karen thing is like its own universe.
Speaking of Dane Cook, Dane Cook was one of the first guys to go Karen like in the early 2000s.
Before
he
it was
said Karen?
In the aughts. Yeah.
I feel like Karen's. I mean, I think
I'm not a Dane Cook stan. I know it sounds like I'm fighting for him or whatever, but
that's what that C on your sweater is for. It's Cook.
It's good. What does it actually mean to you? Does it mean anything, or is it?
I mean, it's.
I
told you it's either.
I thought because you said like, well, I had something to say, and then you're like, oh, it's.
That's what it is. It's either the next stop or the final stop.
Right.
That's a very zen way to look at it. I like
You can look at everything like that. Really.
or very depressing.
Yeah. This is either the greatest moment of my life or the most painful.
Or the last moment.
Or the last.
So a lot of people do come. I have a lot of strategies on where I seat people.
I like when I have one night there was like 4 people that were all by themselves, and I sat them at a table together. I'm like, maybe I'll create a romance.
Yeah.
Or friendship.
Yeah.
And then my favorite is when they start crowd work, and the comics will do crowd work, and they're like, "You guys couple," and nobody knows each other, and like I've like I'm like a saboteur for the. I'm like I made this happen.
Yeah, and I put a whole group of singles at a table for sure.
Yeah, because
but I put them off to the side. In the original room, I put them just to the right of the aisle, kind of near the piano. I don't like to put groups of hot women that come in up front because then that's the whole goddamn show. Every comic is distracted and always like, so what's...
Luke likes to put him in the back where he's working.
I usually put
Can
him
I get you ladies a drink? I'm a thirsty boy.
I usually put
Wrap
it in, like,
it
the
up.
second row.
We're getting.
Dave, you suck at this.
What do you mean?
Don't say wrap it up if he shows you a sign.
What do you got?
We naturally
We
wrap
all
it up
saw it.
after someone.
if you guys didn't see
You literally
it?
interrupted
We
me talking
all
about
saw.
the door, the thing the podcast is supposed to be about.
No, I'm with Dave. I like cutting Luke off whenever I can. I
know
love
you do.
interrupting Luke.
Yeah,
I do have
okay.
a theory that
Whatever.
Luke decided to jump on this podcast to give us extra training about working the door.
I know. I'm surprised he didn't bring a chart with all the lights.
That's why I was talking about seating when we're talking about our dreams and shit. And he's like, no, I like to seat people.
I would really like to bring up how we seat people.
I feel like we're.
Yeah, I'm sorry I do the job well and
But-
you guys don't give a shit.
Luke is a great trainer because I worked here for maybe 2 weeks, and then I worked a shift with you, and you were like, have you worked the main room? And I said, yeah, and you were like, no, you didn't. And then I was like, haha, Luke. And then he showed me all this shit that I had no idea. So, yeah, you were very thorough with the training.
Trying to help. I'm so sorry. I'm a bad person.
But it's funny to make fun of you for it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Oh, I just care about things.
Yeah.
I want things to go well.
So first I'm not
I'm the
sentimental,
captain.
and now I'm too sentimental.
Yeah,
That's
find
why I'm the
balance.
captain, because I actually give a shit.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a good way to leave off.
Yeah.
Jesse's laughing. Luke is bitter. And
Dave
Dave
is-
just
Da-
chilling.
Dave
Dave
is
is just like,
supposed to-
yeah, just another stop.
I guess we have to wrap it up in the middle of Luke saying something.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, this is maybe the first of many, or
The first of few.
first of few.
Yeah.
This is the first of multiple
Either the
doorgasms coming
greatest-
your way.
Or the
I
last.
think he's writing another note.
Oh,
Oh, here he
We're all
comes.
fired.
Here we
Stretch
go.
out.
We're all. Anyways, if you like, smash the like button or subscribe. Up next is our show. It's every Wednesday in the Belly Room.
The show's called Up Next.
The show's called Up Next.
Yes.
It's in the Belly Room.
Yes. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
I believe it's only $5. You got $5.
It's free with the promo code new favorite comic.
Yes.
Yes.
It's there's a promo code. Ask about it.
Oh, what he just drew a penis and put it in the.
He's saying promote our Instagram.
Oh yeah, we have Instagrams.
Mine is Dave Waite Comedy. Dave Waite, Waite Comedy, and you find me on there. I'm always putting up videos and trying to grow my fan base.
Yeah, you do good with the promotion
You want to
stuff.
check out some up close pictures of my mustache? Go to Austin_train on Instagram.
You gotta get that underscore out of there, buddy.
What did underscore underutilized? So I'm a big fan for the underscore.
All right.
I'm at Jetski Johnson.
Yeah, that's good. I prefer Twitter, where I'm Luke does stuff, and I'm verified. I have less than 2,000 followers, and I'm verified on Twitter. It's embarrassing, but that's the one that I want to promote. Dave, you want to take us out?
Hey, well, make sure you come to the world famous Comedy Store. We're open 5 nights a week, and we're out here. And if you come, say hello, and
We
But
love
not
you.
for too
Not
long.
for too
but don't
Yeah.
not for too long.
Yeah.
Just start counting in your head, and and then leave.
Yeah.
But don't leave. Just go back to where your seat is. And we really appreciate you listening, and we'll talk to you next time.